LazLive.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is Laz-Talk. This is episode 3 of our season 2, and I'm back again with another of my lovely guests, which is Chanel from the UGC or the LazLive team. So Chanel, we'll say hi to the audience right now.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys did watch the previous episode of the podcast, which is also on UGC content. So today we'll be briefly talking about some visibility touch points, as well as answering some of the FAQs from you guys for this episode today. So are you guys ready to get started?
They sound like a classroom teacher or...
Okay, let's get into it right away. So today for the first topic that we'll be covering will be for marketplace sellers, because previously we did mention for marketplace sellers there are some criteria that you guys need to know in order to be eligible for this UGC LazLive. So mainly I'll go through 3 points that you guys have to take note of. So first one will be like the positive seller rating. It has to be above 80%. Next is your cancellation rating, less than 7%. And then the next one will be ship on time rating, must be more than 80% as well. And one of the other key points that you guys must have is your account must be handled by an account manager. Okay, so be it VCAM or OCAM, it doesn't matter, as long as it's handled by an account manager. Approach your account manager and tell them that you have an interest in doing UGC LazLive, and then ask them to check for you all the ratings percentage, as well as the high price competitiveness and assortment completeness for this criteria checklist. So that's really simple. So just approach your CAMs and tell them, express your interest for this whole UGC live stream. Yeah.
Okay, so Chanel, as mentioned, like from our previous episode, we are supposed to sort of review what exactly are the exposure channels or the visibility touch points for LazLive. So maybe you can highlight more on that and tell the audience what exactly they are.
Yeah, sure. All right, so for visibility touch points, I will first start off with what you guys will see on the Lazada app itself. So firstly, on the homepage, you can see it is the LazLive icon is the third icon on the sliding bar on the front page. So I think that is actually quite eye-catching as well for the video. So when people actually click on that icon, they will be brought next to the LazLive channel tab. So under the LazLive channel tab, right, there will be like Explore, which will include, shows all the live stream that is ongoing at the same time, right? So beside the Explore tab will be a following tab. So those will be the brands that you audiences, actually your customers follow. So if they follow you, right, when they go to the follow tab, they will actually see your live stream ongoing as well. All right, so besides that, we also do have continue to drive visibility via channel playbacks. So once you're done with your live stream will not be gone straight away. Okay, so your live stream will still remain under the Explore tab for replace for the next 7 days.
Wow.
Yep. So I think this is really good in terms of, maybe most of you do IG live before, but IG live only stays for 24 hours and you do not have an option to post it on your homepage unless you post it as a post itself. Right, if I'm not wrong, I'm not very familiar with IG Live, but yeah, this is what LazLive will be able to offer you guys. So it's a 7 days replay, right? So moving on, this next visibility is something that I highly recommend you guys to actually adopt, because be it you guys have done a live stream before or you haven't even get started, it doesn't matter, because it requires a one-time setup on your end. So what you have to do is just go to your seller center. So under the store builder, all the way down, you can actually see this live stream cut module. So you just click on that and then you drag it to the page on your home page where you would like it to be visible. So I highly recommend for you to slot it at the top page of your homepage. So people can actually, when they go into your homepage, right, they will straight away see, oh, there's a live stream that's ongoing at upcoming at which date and what time. And there's also a remind me button at the side. So in case people are interested in watching that live, you can just click on that remind me button and it will prompt them automatically when you are going live. So that is an extra visibility touch point, increasing traffic to your live stream. All right. So the last visibility will be this really interesting thing called the PDP pop-up, bubble pop-up. So PDP is actually your product display page, right? So how does it work is when you host a live stream, okay, so let's say you have 3 products in your shopping cart. You are actually showcasing these 3 products in your shopping cart. So when you are explaining about item 1 and you push out item 1 during a live stream, all right, so that item 1, right, it will automatically capture the portion of the live stream that you are explaining about this item. All right, so once you move on to item number 2, so you have to press item number 2 to showcase. So they will automatically capture again for the item number 2. All right, so even after your live stream ends, right, when people go to your homepage and they click on that item, they will see this pop-up at the right top hand corner, which is called it will show on live. Then you can actually watch it. So how this actually works is it works like a YouTube tutorial. Maybe people will be like, oh, actually, how can I use this item as well? So it will last for 14 days, this PDP pop-up. It is not permanent, because I understand that sometimes during the live stream, you guys might be calling out some special promos and vouchers and stuff like that. So it will only last for 14 days before it disappears. All right?
Yep.
So I hope that's clear for you guys. But if you guys have any questions, just you can leave your questions in the comments.
Yep. So in fact, I think that's already very clear, and in fact, she already explained so many of the visibility touch points already. So don't worry, throughout the stream, let's say any parts that we explain requires, let's say, image form of visual for you guys, it'll pop up in this whole YouTube podcast. Also in the description box below, I'll be showcasing or rather I'll linking up all the important links and the timestamps of the various section of this podcast lah. So apart from, let's say, this visibility touch point, okay, maybe I'll just touch on a bit more about the PDP live bubble that she just mentioned. I think this one is quite a new tool that you see is extremely interactive. So the moment, that's why we always, let's say, want you to link up more skills to your LazLive. Let's say a minimum of 10 or something like that. So all these 10 skills in the PDP page after the live stream, they will have this button. And then it's also very interactive, so I know that, oh, so these are the ones that are featured on the live stream, or rather LazLive. So I will go in and check it out. And generally, all these that are featured will tend to be a better price also during the live stream. If you let's say, have all these vouchers. But even if they miss it after that, don't worry, they still can watch your live stream and maybe learn more about your other skills. So I think that's a very good plus factor for that. And then also have more ways for you to increase your traffic visibility, I think, because in the previous podcast, you guys had some comments for us in the comment section. So finally, we have some comments. I think the first one, the bottom I read by Andrew Lim, you say you can't hear me talking, right? Because I was too soft. So I included a new mic already. Hopefully it's clearer now. And then the second one was Toto. You were stating, I hope to hear about how to attract more customers and buyers without spending a single cent. That will be insightful to know. So I told you I will add it in the part 2. So yes, apart from all the stuff that Chanel mentioned, I think the most helpful one that she should say is the, let's say, the PDP one that I just mentioned. Also the live stream card in the store builder. Okay, so this one is a very dynamic form of module in Store Builder. I'll list up the screenshots in it for the Store Builder, because there's a new editor and an old editor. You just need to drag and drop. It's a dynamic module. If you have any upcoming live streams, it will just display automatically. Extremely helpful. And if you want to do, let's say, a more customizable function to it, I think there's a hack not really a hack If you have your own designer or you are a designer yourself, do a simple single banner.
Wow.
Can even put up the skills that are ready to be featured in the banner modules. There are so many different type of product modules that you can use for your store builder. Drag and drop into it, then you can just link it up accordingly. And the last one, I think I would like to mention would be social media. I mean, any traffic is definitely good traffic, right? So, you see, all these podcasts or any form of upcoming live streams that we have for the seller side, before we conduct the live stream, we'll make sure to blast it out in all of our communication channel or whichever social channels that we have. So we will expect, let's say, sellers to do the same as well, because any traffic is good traffic. from there, you never know, anyone could reshare your live stream to a wider pool of audience. Someone tune in, eventually become a loyal customer. You never know. So just note that. Just share all of your live stream banners. Because I'm sure you guys done all the banner designs already. You can just reuse that banner designs for your last live, put it on your social channels, reshare it to a wider pool of audience. And that also brings me back to feed also. For Lazada, you also can have, or rather you can post your live stream in the feed to remind your followers, or even people on the explore page might also tune into that because of it. So to summarize, additional plays, just make sure to do like the live stream card that Chanel mentioned, and then also maybe just do more social media, also do a couple of feed posters as well to remind your audience that a live stream is coming up. Alright, so moving on, apart from the, let's say, we already mentioned about the criteria, visibility touch points, I think the last part will be some of the frequently asked questions. So Chanel has very kindly compiled a list of them. So maybe Chanel, you can just go through them with the audience right now.
Alright, the first question will be what is the process of scheduling a live stream room? Okay, so what do you need to do? So first of all, very straightforward, you have to make sure you decide on what products, what SKUs you are going to feature. So if you're going to have like a live stream exclusive price, so you have to set it, set a campaign price to reflect only during that live stream, only during a live stream duration. Alright, so all this can be done in your seller center, as well as the voucher creation. So it's up to you what kind of vouchers you want to give out during your live stream as well. Alright, so all this just do via your seller center and bind it to your live stream room. Alright, so once you're done with that, just go to your Lazada app, go to your accounts, and then click on the LazLive icon, and then you can start to upload your room banners and as well as put the date and time of your live stream. So after you're done with that, just let your account manager know, because it will still have to be approved on our end. Alright, so if you schedule a last live, right, but it shows that it's under pending, it will not be visible to public at all, even if you go live. So it has to be approved. Alright, so take note on this point. Alright, so the next question, do I have to do bookings for doing UGC? The answer is no, you do not have to, because UGC is, you have 100% control over UGC. So you decide when you want to do it, however long you want to do it. So you just let your cam know your schedule for the month. In case, in some cases where we are able to support with, pop layer, then I will look at the schedule beforehand. So yeah, generally is no, you do not have to book schedule for UGC. Alright. So next question, can I do pre-recorded streams? Alright, yes, you can. By left, you can, but because it's a live stream, it's live, right? So we highly recommend you guys to do a live stream, so you can answer to your audience comments and questions at the same time. But you can also do so when you upload a pre-recorded stream, in a way that you can view the live stream as an audience, but you change your name to your store name. So when you change it to your store name, right, and you comment, right, people will see, like, maybe you can put maybe store XX admin. So you can actually reply to customers' comments and questions at the same time when it's being showcasing your pre-recorded video. Right, that's one way you can do it now. Okay. So the next question, can I do test streams before my actual live? Yes, of course you can, and we highly recommend you guys to do test streams before your actual live. Just so you get the hang of how to actually operate the whole live session, and you get more familiar with the features of LazLive as well. Right? So of course, when you schedule a live stream room for testing, just name the live stream room test. Right, so this test room do not need approval on my end. Okay, so you can still see that it's under a pending approval, but you can still continue to do the test room because you don't want it to be visible to public, right? So as long as I approve your live stream room, it will be visible to the public. So as simple as that. All right. So I think the last question I will just give it to Hao Yang to answer, because he's the expert at it. So the question is, can I stream on both platforms, like maybe Lazada and IG or Facebook platform at the same time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Over to
for this type, this type you want to do a Simulcast. Yes, you can, but then this one is a bit more advanced, okay? Because I think the general stuff, or rather the live stream software that you guys use might be OBS, which is the free one. Then in OBS, you can only include one stream key. And then once your stream key is used, it can only go up to one. So let's say I broadcast to Lazada already. Then what happens if you want to broadcast to another Facebook or IG? You'll need to use another software. So another example that I can come up with, let's say Streamlabs, another one that streamers use very often on Twitch. So make sure your computer can support first, because live streaming on the CPU, everything is very taxing lah. So make sure you have your proper graphics card, proper RAM to support everything first. Then you open within your, let's say your Streamlabs, you do a quick screen capture of your final display that is going out for the Lazada live stream. Then you input another stream key from, let's say your IG or your Facebook or anywhere. Then you just broadcast it simultaneously. And then another hack that we use, I think in the studio, like you see how, let's say seller engagement site, we are able to broadcast simultaneously on our seller center, on our Facebook, because we are using another software called Wirecast. This one is need to pay one. So Wirecast allow us to just straight away input multiple stream keys to broadcast it to different channels. So if you don't want to pay, you want to use the free one, use Streamlabs and OBS together, and make sure your computer can support. If not, alternative way will be to have another laptop standby, so both of your laptops can use OBS. But then you'll need like 2 operators lah. So that one will be a bit more tough. Just figure out, like Chanel mentioned, do more tests. Make sure to always test your stream, because you never know what happens during a stream. Always like we try to do test streams for our seller site. Every time like everything is okay, but just before that always have something happen one. So just make sure to do your tests. Everything is familiarized. So on D-Day itself, or rather when it's time to do your live stream, everything will go off smoothly. Yep.
That's very insightful and very technical. So don't worry, I think you guys just have to go and Google. I think you can find everything on YouTube, right? Like the tutorials and all the stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That if you really need more answers to, you just ask in our Facebook group lah. I think we will try our best to answer, even though this is not our usual aspect. Everything we had to learn online as well. Yep. So Chanel, I think this has been a very insightful form of podcast. I think we have sort of exceeded the time limit. Not really exceeded time limit, but I think this one was longer than the previous one already. But it has very good information. And don't worry guys, all the timestamps or all the different parts of the live stream are in the description box. And then with that, Chanel, you have anything you want to tell the audience?
Do more UGC. Don't be afraid. Just try and do it, because live stream is all about trial and error. You never know what's gonna happen out of this live streaming, marketing for you guys. So yeah, just do more. Since it's free, right? Just do.
Yep, since it's free, just make sure to do as much as you can. So with that, thank you very much, Chanel, for joining me on this podcast or this consecutive episode. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Do give us a like, share, subscribe, and comment down anything else you want to see or any questions for us. So alright, and we'll see you in the next podcast. Bye bye everyone.
Bye.